Welcome back to Crossroads, your wide open moto podcast. And we are back to talk about Daytona. But first, let me welcome the co host, Justin. Welcome back, Justin.
What's up, Eric?
I'm doing good.
I can
And
tell. I can
James back
tell.
again. What's up,
What's
James?
going on? Happy to be back once again.
All right, boys. Well, as always, let's talk about these developing stories. And man, do we have some TMZ shit that we can talk about. James, where do you want to start? Jason Anderson, your boy,
Oh
or
man,
Chase Sexton?
there's a lot to cover, dude. Let's start with Sexton because we had a good time talking about it over the weekend, man. We called that shit.
Yep.
We knew he was gonna go out. He's been fifth, sixth place guy for the last several weeks, and we saw it coming. History repeats itself. I haven't seen anything that he's gonna be back this week.
Mm-mm.
Although it's early in the week still, but usually you see some kind of back on the bike post or something when guys go out. So, we kind of saw this shit coming a mile away.
Yeah, and to be honest, I didn't even notice him not being out there this weekend, Justin.
Yeah, I mean, I'm pretty much the last 4 weeks he's been non-existent. I mean, I completely forgot about him at Arlington. And like you said, this week, I mean, there was nothing different. His teammate almost was more proud of the way he was riding this week than,
Yeah.
Sexton rode pretty much all year besides that one win. So, yeah, non-existent. Polt said, I guess he did crash, and I guess it was a pretty
Yeah.
good crash. So I mean, yeah, he ain't coming back to outdoors. He may not even show up for outdoors. He might show up like 4 rounds later, something like that. So he'd be like, well, I'm not in the title chase. So, just more excuses.
Let's go to GP.
Yeah, at this point, I wouldn't really see the reason. I mean, I guess just for more testing information. But I mean, at this point, if you're that far off on the bike, just start working towards outdoors. Whatever. We're
Yeah,
already
you might
about
as well
halfway through
start
the season now. Like, you're
outdoor
going to miss
testing.
Indy. Like, what the hell's the point? So yeah, that's going to be an interesting story to kind of see when the next time we do see Chase Sexton. And then the other storyline, Justin, heading over to Jason Anderson. Basically, Suzuki came out and announced that they're separating from the team. He's stepping away as well. He made his own post, and then we saw that police report of him with the domestic violence, which it says charges were dismissed, but that doesn't necessarily mean that it didn't happen. But I don't know, Justin. What do you think? Is this the last that we see El Hombre out there on the bike?
I don't think it's the last time we see him. Did he sign a 1-year deal with HEP or was it a 2-year deal?
I'm not sure. I thought it was two.
Okay, so I mean, he might come back. I mean, they just said he's stepping away, for now until obviously everything comes out. But yeah, it's kind of weird that this happened in December, and we're just now learning about it. I think, like kind of Pulp said, like someone must have been digging for something, after they said that he had medical issues. Just because, I mean, last year he said he had medical issues, and then it was personal issues. So yeah, I mean, definitely don't condone anything that apparently is alleged, or what did happen. But yeah, you can't be doing that. It's not good for our sport. But there are people at the end of the day. Sometimes people, are different, and can snap, and things can happen. But yeah, just not right. But yeah, it'd be interesting to see if he does come back soon.
And James, I mean, new team. This is the second year that he's bowed out at the halfway point, and he's at the end of his career too. So, I mean, I don't know. Maybe he comes back, but I mean, if it's really domestic violence, I mean, our team's really going to be, jumping at the bit to
Itching
sign
to
him.
get him? No, dude. I mean, personally, I kind of think this is the last we see of JA.
Yeah,
it's not a good look. You see it in football too. Guys lose their contracts and shit for domestic abuse. Like it's definitely shit nobody wants to see. And especially it's new team first year. Like you said, he's kind of on his way out already. This could be I guess the nail in the coffin, so to speak, for JA's time in the premium class, or really any class, really.
yeah, and the whole like deleting his Instagram account too, like that's
Yeah, there's a lot
super
more
weird.
to it, I
Yeah.
think.
That
Well,
sounds like a more
remember,
of like he got in trouble messaging girls through Instagram, and part of the deal was him deleting his Instagram.
Yeah.
yeah, well, and then remember I said like last week or the week before that, I wonder if something happened because, she dropped the Anderson or whatever and he was all off of her bio and like all
Yeah.
her posts and stuff like that. So,
Yep.
I mean that kind of makes sense now. I mean the timelines kind of add up. So
And
yeah,
this
definitely.
And last year, like I threw out that I was told that there was a rumor that him and his wife weren't doing well back in
Yeah.
Seattle. I mean, nothing came of it, but I did hear that from someone that works within the industry. So I mean, now it's actually coming to fruition. So yeah, I don't know. That's definitely going to be interesting to kind of keep a story on Anderson and see what his future holds because we all know that he's not an outdoors guy, so it's not like he's going to be
Hmm.
there for Paula.
Yeah, maybe
But
World
all right,
Supercross or something.
yeah, maybe.
Maybe.
Um, all right. Any other stories that we missed heading into the weekend? I think that's about it.
Yeah, those are the two big
I
ones
mean,
for sure.
I'm I'm starting to see some of these 250 West Coast guys starting to do some outdoor testing. So
Yeah.
I saw a
Yeah.
couple people doing that. So it's going to be cool when you get those outdoor clips dropping from those guys. It's just something different every once in a while.
Yeah, I know Deegan's been dropping some bangers. He put a teaser out that he was going to
Hanging out
line
with
up
Johnny
for
Manziel. Yeah.
Daytona. Yeah, and then that. So I think if he was going to ride a 450, I think Daytona would have been the time to do it. I don't see him coming back for any of these other rounds on a 450,
And Daytona, I
to
think,
be
would have been
honest.
good for him with it being the way that track
It's like a
was.
outdoory kind of track. Yeah, he might have
Yeah,
shined there.
just the way he rides, and it's not being too rhythmy, so it's not too supercrossy.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I
it's
mean,
pretty
it's something
wide
he could have
open.
top five that race for sure.
Yeah, well, let's segue into the track layout. So yeah, I think you boys both nailed it. I mean, this was a pretty basic Daytona track. I think that I don't know what it was, but I guess there was a significant number of less jumps that were out there too. Really high speed. I mean, it still got running, but James, we'll start off with you. I mean, I don't know. What do you think of this Daytona track? Did it live up to the expectations?
I thought it was a little step down because it wasn't. I mean, Daytona is always more outdoory and faster, but I thought there's in previous years it's been a little more technical with those outside lines. Seemed like a little more put together in years past, a little more defined, a little more jumpy. It's cool to see a triple back, although it was a relatively small triple from what we know
Mm-hmm.
as Supercross
They
triples.
were shorter, yeah.
Yeah, for sure. Like that, the doubles are big, but the track, it's Daytona. It was real fast. It was cool, but definitely a little different than in years past.
Yeah, and Justin, I mean, it looked like they were going to have huge whoops. That's what it looked like in qualifying, but come the night show,
They
I mean,
knocked
they
him
really
down.
mellowed them out. So the only thing that was really separating these guys was just the sand, and even that triple that they were doing in qualifying, like they took it out. I guess they built the landing spot a little bit taller. But yeah, what are your thoughts on Daytona track?
Yeah, I mean, I thought the sand section that was sick. I mean, the way they were launching that, it was definitely a separator between
Yeah,
everyone. Um, I'm still not a huge fan of all the split lanes. Those inside outside. Sometimes they work, but it's never really fair. I'd rather just see them do something different. Just make a big bull turn or something, and I don't know. But I mean, not a lot of people were going to that outside coming across the start before the finish.
It'd be cool
Going
if they
outside
opened up
inside.
the center so they could go
A
inside
and
to
switch
slingshot.
inside.
switch the lanes. Yeah, that would be
Yeah,
sick.
Yeah, but then everyone would just go inside. But I
yeah,
don't know.
true.
Maybe people would go inside, outside, carry more speed around the outside. But
Yeah, there's definitely a faster line this year.
yeah,
Yeah, yeah. No, I agree with you. Not
right
really
hand
too
start was
much.
interesting. I mean,
Yeah, that's what I was gonna
that was
say. Not too
tight.
much chaos there, really. I think just because it was kind of flat and pretty big. Um, but yeah, I mean, yeah, I agree with both of you guys. I think the track was just kind of meh, and yeah, not really much separation that we saw out there. It really just was who was willing to send it in those conditions. All right. Well, this weekend we also had the 250 SMX next return. Manir, the guy that's won, the first one at least, he has a pretty bit of an off night, Justin. What he finishes with a fifth overall, and I mean, this was a kid that was supposed to go pro before Dudney, and yeah, that's a tough bounce back.
Was he down in the first corner? I thought maybe he was down in the first corner, or I thought there's a
I'm
star
not
bike maybe
sure.
down. But yeah, I mean, and then Landon Gordon, the other star guy, was supposed to be up there too and win it. And Deacon, kind of showed all of them out. Yeah, Menier, I mean, he looked all right. I think he had a crash in qualifying. I think one of the qualifyings he crashed. But yeah, I mean, not much really to say about him. He definitely wasn't the right choice. I mean, to be called up. I think Dudney was the perfect choice, and Dudney's showing that. So I mean, yeah, like you said, if they would have picked Menier over Dudney, it would have been very interesting to see how that ends up, especially with the next year you have to be 18 or whatever to race.
Yeah.
You know, it would push Dudney back 2 years or something like that. So, yeah, at least Star made the right choice.
Yeah, and then James Deacon Deno, the Texas boy, he ends up getting the win. So that's the third, I think the third SMX next main event winner. So I mean, this is getting pretty interesting as we head into the last couple rounds.
Yeah, I mean, like you said, Manier didn't really do anything special. Landon Gordon, Vincent Way, kind of where I expected them to be. I wasn't really sure what to think of Deacon Deno, but you know, he's the only guy really doing anything on the Triumph. So hopefully, you know, he's doing something right,
Yeah.
making it work, dude. Put him in the premier class. But yeah, I mean, it's just the next class has kind of been all over the place this whole season. There hasn't been really one guy that's like a standout. You know, Dudney obviously got called up, but it's kind of been jumping around.
Yeah, and even Dudney wasn't really a standout in
Yeah,
SMX next. I mean,
Well, Landon Gordon
um,
was the guy last year. Landon
yeah,
Gordon
exactly.
and Enzo
Yeah.
Temmerman were, you know, the guys on rails, and you know, I think Temmerman got hurt again, but yeah, Landon
Yeah.
Gordon hasn't been, you know, anything of what he was last year, in my opinion.
Yeah, no, I agree. And
yeah,
then the last thing I have in here is just Aiden Kiefer. He makes his SMX next debut. And Justin, I know we talked about it last week. I mean, this result, it honestly doesn't really surprise me. I mean, I know he's been hurt. This is his first time racing Supercross, so 17th. I mean, honestly, I'm like, yeah, okay, like that. It really doesn't surprise me.
Yeah, I think it's more just experience for him. I think he had like a shoulder injury after Loretta's, and second day back he like tore his ACL or something like that. So, you know, he showed he was quick at Loretta's in the B class. You know, and like you said, first Supercross. At least he just survived, and you know he didn't get hurt. So I think that's all you can do is just get experience and get gate drops, and learn from there.
Yeah, I definitely think he probably has a decision to make here in the next year or so. If he really doesn't pop and stay healthy, I mean, he might. I mean, like
Yeah,
Kiefer said, he might have to start thinking maybe something outside of
yeah,
moto.
yeah.
It's kind of a
His
make or
his
break year for him.
maybe
his dad might
college.
say that, but his mom might say otherwise.
Yeah.
A and
Right. Well,
H.
anything else? SMX next before we jump over into the 250 class.
Scottsdale boy finished sixth. Arizona boy, Papani, and he worked his
Oh
way
yeah.
up. I think he was like 11th and worked his way up to sixth. So,
Which I believe
that's
Tomac's been riding on his track out there too.
yeah, I
Yeah,
heard. Yeah, they built a track out there with him, and yeah, I mean he went from 11th to sixth. That's pretty good. You know, especially, I mean, there's some good guys in there that are on factory equipment, and he's on the best He's the best result KTM's had on a 250.
Yeah, really the only result they've had,
Yeah.
to be honest. All right. Well, let's jump into this 250 class. I mean, it started off with Drew Adams putting in some heaters, carrying it into the night show. But unfortunately, Justin, we'll start off with you. Drew Adams' night got cut short.
Yeah, bummer for him because he was definitely ripping all day. Fastest qualifier. And then yeah, he was running in third, I think, when he fell. And then it
Yep.
sounds like he broke a thumb or something like
Yep.
that.
that's
So bummer for him.
Yeah, and James, I mean, yeah, it sucks for the Supercross. I mean, kind of puts him right back where he was, but man, it definitely makes it more interesting looking into outdoors with this kind of speed.
yeah. He showed some real. Yeah, he had real speed, dude. First or fastest qualifier. I think he won his heat too, right?
Yeah.
So he was showing great speed all night. Like Justin said, before he went down in the main, he was running third. So he looked great, showing some flashes of speed. Hopefully he can, you know, keep it on two wheels and keep that going. And you know, as we know, he's kind of a better outdoor guy, so might mix things up in that 250 class outdoor with him kind of finding that speed that he needs to race against these fast guys and hopefully kind of get into a rhythm.
Yeah, that outdoor title for 250s is pretty wide open, if you ask
Yeah.
me. Of course, we're
Oh, yeah,
talking
I
to
agree.
get closer. So, I mean, he wouldn't surprise me if he's a contender with what we saw. And then James, so Hammaker ends up getting the win. I know made our picks. I know I picked Hammaker. Did someone else pick Hammaker?
I'm
Not
not sure if I
me.
did or I think I did. I'm not
I thought
sure.
you did, but you
I
might have
thought I
also
did.
said Davies. But yeah,
No, I
so
said I don't think Davies is gonna win. I thought he was gonna like podium, but he was gonna something
yeah.
was gonna happen to where he wasn't gonna figure it out and win.
Yeah, so that's back-to-back weeks of the 250 call out. So
I still owe
uh,
you $20.
I heard it's still under protest.
yeah.
AMA hasn't got back to.
I'm waiting for Lars Lindstrom to give me a call to see what that final result was.
Yeah. But yeah, talk about Hammaker, James. I mean, he showed the speed that we were kind of expecting in Arlington that we didn't get, but overall, pretty solid night, start to
Dude,
finish
so
for
I
him.
mean, with that get off he had in qualifying, dude, he hit
Yeah.
hard, and then he crashed in the heat race too, I believe. So two crashes leading into the night show, and then coming back and winning it all. That's a great ride by Hammaker, and that guy's tough as nails, dude. To go take two pretty good get offs, and then still come out to the night show, whole shot and win. That's what we've been looking for from Hammaker is this last two races. So I like what I saw from him.
Yeah, and Justin, I believe when we started, I think I had Hammaker as my title favorite. I think you might have had Cole Davies, but
Yeah.
I mean, Hammaker, he's a vet of the class, so I mean, he knows what he's got to do to get the job done. So him to get this win and at Daytona, I mean, that's definitely going to give him some momentum.
Yeah, I mean it was a great win for Hammaker, and I think he kind of started kind of bland last year, I believe as well. That first round, I didn't think he had a great ride. I mean, although he got fourth this year, I mean that's not a horrible ride, but like you said, he didn't have that speed that we all expected from him. And yeah, I was kind of worried, in qualifying. I wasn't even sure if he was going to line up, and then I was like, damn, there really goes the title shot, and really throws this 250 title between Pierce, Shimoda, and Davies. Whoever stays healthy, I think honestly, whoever stays healthy out of the four, I think wins the title.
Yeah,
So yeah, I mean, Hammaker, I mean, he did what he had to do, got a start and led start to finish, which that's hard to do at Daytona.
yeah. And then jumping into Cole Davies, better result this week. He really showed some speed to get his way up to the front. Seems like starts are still kind of his issue. I mean, he still had the fastest lap by almost half a second. I mean, we'll see, heading into this Triple Crown. But yeah, I mean, we're 2 rounds in and Davies still doesn't have a win.
Yeah, I mean, I think him settling for a second is, I mean, like I said last week, I didn't think he was going to win this week. I just thought something was going to happen, which he got a bad start. And I thought he would podium. So I think a second is still salvageable. What is he, 5-2 for the year? So that's not horrible points wise.
Yeah, and then James, I mean, Pierce Brown gets a third, so he ends up keeping the red plate. So a little good to see some consistency out of Pierce Brown with 2 podiums right off the gate.
Yeah, Pierce Brown's looking good, dude. I mean, this titles could be anyone's at this point. Davies. We kind of touched on it last week. We didn't really see him or we didn't see him outdoor at all last year. So wasn't really sure
Hmm.
how he was going to perform at Daytona. But I think a second for him overall at Daytona is pretty good. If he can keep it on two wheels and keep that speed, consistent second, he's definitely still in that title run for sure. But
Yeah, no, I think
between Shimoda, Pierce Brown, Cole Davies, Hammaker, it's really up in the air now with who could be. They're all looking pretty quick.
yeah, Shimoda went down, right? Didn't he like tuck the front or something
Yeah,
somewhere?
he crashed with like a minute
Yep.
left in the main.
Yeah,
What he was
yeah,
in second.
that's what I thought. But yeah, between I mean, those top four, I mean, heading into a Triple Crown, I mean, Cole Davies is probably my favorite to win that. If he's going to have
Yeah,
3 races to do it, it's either he's going to win or he's going to end up hitting the deck in 3 different mains. So we'll
I
see
can
because
see,
he definitely rides pretty on edge in that
yeah,
250 class.
yeah, it is. I could see all four of those top four guys crashing in one of the
Yeah,
each one,
yeah,
each
for
one,
sure,
each
100%, dude.
one of them are gonna go down. Like, there's just
yeah,
no way. There's no way. I don't think all four of them stay off the ground. And if
yeah.
I
Who's
I
had to
think
who's
choose, I'd
well,
probably pick. I'd probably pick Davies out of all of them because Pierce, Hammaker are known for some big crashes. So, with Indy, I could definitely see them, and then Shimoda. I mean, he's still not quite back in racing shape, so that Indy track's going to be brutal and deep. So fitness is going to be huge, I think, for Indy, and he may have a spill.
I think we're gonna probably have 3 different race winners.
Yeah,
Mm-hmm.
I would agree
Yeah,
with
I don't
that.
I
I don't
agree.
see one of
It's
these
gonna
guys
come down
winning
to like a
two of
Cooper
them.
Webb situation. Who's gonna go
Yeah,
like 2-2-3 or whatever?
Yeah,
yeah,
5-4-1.
Yeah, 5-4. Yeah,
yeah, pretty
exactly.
much.
Something
Yeah.
ridiculous. Yeah. I think it'll be a very entertaining 3 races for sure.
Yep. And the last thing I have here for the 250 class is Dudney. I mean, once again, gets a bad start, works his way up to 11th, but dang, Justin, I just want to see this kid start in the top five and see if he can kind of hold his own. Because I mean, he looked good in the heat race, but he keeps getting these bad starts in the main event, so we can't really tell.
Yeah, I mean that's definitely seems like his downfall right now or his starts. Um, and yeah, I mean if he gets a top five, he could probably hang with those boys. I don't think no problem because he shows he can get through the pack. He can pass people, that's for sure. I think that's maybe one of the hardest things to pick up in Supercross. And jumping up is getting through the pack, let alone being fast while doing it. So, I mean, I think it's just on to bigger and better things for him. I mean, a consistent charge through the pack, although 11th's not the best. But I mean, you're a rookie. It's your second Supercross ever. And you got an 11th place at Daytona. So, I mean, just
Yeah.
keep it going.
Yeah. No, I'm with you. James, what do you think about Dudney's second start?
Yeah, I mean, his starts definitely need some work. I think if he can get that together, like you guys both said, he could be a top five guy battling up there. We've seen, like Justin just said, he can battle through the pack. He's making good recovery after his bad start, so he's got the speed to make passes and do so. It's just if he can get those starts dialed, I think we'll see definitely significantly better results for him.
Yeah. No, I agree. All right. Anything else stand out in the 250 class before we get to the good, bad, and ugly? James, did you want to touch up on John Short's performance again?
Yo, where'd he go? Dude, I think that
19.
I think that's back to back weeks 19th, dude. DFW Honda's very own John Short, dude.
Someone you really want to keep your eye on if you can
Dude,
see him on the
top
Hey,
TV.
top
th-
five next week. Tell him.
this guy's out here beating legend sons like Evan Ferry.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Hey,
Hey, he beat Drew Adams,
the
dude. That's
yeah,
all
he
that
beat the fastest
matters.
qualifier.
Keep your eye on John Short, dude.
Oh my god! Look at
That's
those
pretty funny.
Hondas just loading up the bottom five position.
Yeah,
Whatever, dude.
that's
But
funny.
hey, Devin
Better than any
Simonson top 10.
KTM's.
Yeah, it's true. Those things are pieces of
Yeah, but
shit.
that's where he's gonna be. Simonson's gonna be that 7 to 10th place guy the whole time. They're gonna
Yeah,
be the
I
next group behind all the factory guys. Same with Shock.
yeah
I
yeah.
saw. Did you guys hear anything more on it? I was watching
Swole
highlights
got
earlier that
penalized.
Swole, yeah, he lost position because he hit the gate in like the
No,
heat
So
race
groomed
or
on
it.
the
something.
sight
Oh,
lap,
groomed it.
he like dropped his clutch in his rut to try to straighten it out.
Oh, that. Oh, I didn't hear what they said. I just heard something
Which
about
I
the
think
gate.
I think that's dumb. I mean, who gives a fuck
That's
what
kind
you
of
do out of
Yeah,
the
rough.
gate?
Yeah,
I'm
it's
like, so if he did it as a full start and his tire just spun in there and fucking created a perfect rut on a regular start, are you gonna charge him for
so.
fucking?
Where did he
bro.
actually
No.
end up in the main?
So he was eighth,
So
but
they
dropped
gave
to
him
10th.
10th.
Okay, so he was technically a top 10. I guess that's better than his previous week's result.
Yeah, and looking at how good Shimoda Brown, Davies, and Hammaker are riding, I think Swole is gonna struggle to crack the top five on most nights.
Yeah, I would agree
Yeah.
with
Bennett with
you.
a fifth.
I
He
think
worked his
he'll,
way up.
yeah. I don't know if he's got it in him to beat Chalk and or Bennick, and they're, the
Yeah.
six guys is kind of what we're seeing so far.
Yeah, no, I agree. All right, let's get to the good, the bad, and the ugly performance of this 250 class. James, we'll start off with you. Who is your good performance of the night?
I mean, obviously, got to give it to Seth Hammaker. It's what we've been looking for, and like I said earlier, after two big wrecks, to hold it together and still get the night show win, and kind of battled through and rode pretty good the whole moto. So Seth Hammaker. It's easy to give it to the win, but that's who I'm going with this week.
Yeah, no, I agree with you. It was a good bounce back for Hammaker. Pretty dominant performance. I have him for the good as well. Justin, who'd you have for your good performer?
For my good, I'm gonna go with we'll go with Davies. Although I mean he started ninth, I think it's just good for him to get up to second and salvage a championship. I think that's the things he needs to do if he wants to win this title. Is be able to stay up front, at least get on the box. Even when he does have those weirdo starts and stuff like that. Not ideal position, but I mean still good ride to salvage second. And he almost kind of caught Hammock at the end.
All right. All right. What about bad, Justin? Who'd you have for the bad performance?
Uh, Bad performance. Let's see. I guess we'll just go with Jalik Swole. I mean, just
Hmm.
got a penalty, kind of fucked up. It sucks for him. But I mean, eighth place. I mean, that's not where he should be, in my opinion. I mean, he needs to be up there, top five at least. He was all this talk about being a podium guy last year, and it wasn't like he was buried and worked his way up to eighth. He pretty much started there and just stayed there.
Yeah.
So I mean, he's kind of got to figure it out. Although he survived, he survived this week.
He got
It's
through
not
the
much better.
race. That's
Yeah,
kept
it's
it on
not
the
Yeah.
better.
wheels.
Yeah, it's not better
Yep.
than what he did last week. Really, he wasn't running in the best spot, last week. So, not much of a difference.
Yeah, I agree with you. I have Swole down as well. Had some decent expectations for him, but a top five kind of seems a little bit out of his reach right now. James, who was your bad performance?
Bad. I hate to say it, dude, but I'm gonna give it to Shimoda. Although he looked good all night, tucking the front with a minute and a
Yeah.
half left in the main and going
Was he
from
in second when that
he was
happened?
he was in second, kind of making a
Yeah.
push on Hammaker a little bit, and just tucked the. I mean, Davies was right on him too, so I don't know if he was spooked by
Yeah.
Davies or what. But tucking the front in second with a minute and a half left to go to salvage a fourth, knock yourself out of the podium. I love Joe Shimoda, and he rode great prior to that, but that can't be happening.
Yeah, was that like a 5 point swing basically?
Yeah,
Maybe a little bit more
something like that. Five,
Yeah, I think
six.
so. Yeah,
against
yeah,
honestly your
he's.
probably your biggest title threat until Davies can start winning. So yeah,
Right.
that's pretty rough.
Mhm.
All right. Well, let's start off. Let's go with our ugly performance. I'll kick this one off. I actually have Adams as an ugly performance. Unfortunately, as good as he looked, I mean, it just kind of is the same story. Him getting hurt again. Sounds like he's going to be out this round as well. So, yeah, as good as it started, it was a pretty ugly finish for Adams, and he's back on the injury report. Justin, who'd you got for your ugly?
My ugly, I'm gonna go Nate Thrasher. You can't be starting third. Is that who you
Fucker.
have?
Yeah.
uh, I mean, you can't be starting third and dropping all the way back to where he did, especially with speedways being his thing. I mean, what he sweeped the 1 year in Atlanta when we did the
Yeah,
COVID
yeah, he
races.
usually does
So,
good.
and I think he won Daytona, maybe I think as well. But yeah, I mean, you just can't start up third like that and drop back to seventh. And he was, kind of nonchalant last week. I think got like 12th after a first turn crash. He couldn't latch on to what Davies was doing. So, yep, Nate Thrasher earns it. And quit reading my damn mind, James.
All right, James, and obviously you got the same for your ugly Thrasher. Anything else you
Yeah,
want to add?
Thrasher, dude, it's just he's battled with the top guys before and he's beat the top guys and he's just he's not showing it. He didn't what did he get 10th or not even top 10 at last week, and then a
Yeah, he was
seventh
like
at
11th. Yeah,
11th I think, and then a seventh this week after having a relatively good start like Justin said. He's kind of just showing that he doesn't have the speed to keep up with the guys.
yeah, he'll be on club next year for sure. Watch or
Yeah.
AEO, KTM AEO.
Him and Justin Hill partnering up.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, all right, let's go ahead and jump into the 450 class. I mean, the story first off that I have written here is 45-year-old Fitch is out there on the gate.
Dude.
Going to compete. I think they said he was the oldest competitor in Supercross. So that was a pretty funny story to start off the night. But it ends with Eli Tomac breaking his tooth and
Dude.
breaking his own records. But Justin, I mean, yeah, I mean Eli he showed why he's the king of Daytona.
Yeah, I mean the dude's just a stud. I mean that shark was back in Daytona. Wasn't Bike Week, it was Shark Week. And Daytona proved it. I think he broke Richard Petty's record for the most wins by
He
anyone
did.
ever
Yeah, at
at
Daytona.
Daytona. So I mean the
Yeah,
fact
they
that a
were tied at
motocross racer
7.
has that, yeah. No, he has eight.
Oh no, they were tied at 7.
Oh,
Now
okay,
Oh
yeah.
yeah.
Tomac's got 8. Yeah.
Yeah, so I mean, it's just crazy to think you win that many at one race, and then yeah, ultimately at the end of the night breaking his tooth. That fucking sucks, dude. That's so shitty.
Yeah. And then James, to be honest, I think Daytona was a perfect timing for Tomac because he was losing a little bit of momentum and steam, these last few rounds. And then Daytona, he wins this. I mean, the momentum's definitely swinging back in his direction as we head into Indy.
Yeah, dude, this is what Tomac needed. You hit it right on the head, Eric. He has been losing a little bit of steam. Now he's showing that, he's still got it in him. He's still my title favorite, and I'm sure quite a few other people's title favorite. This is definitely the momentum he needs to, he started off the year strong. I could see him winning another three in a row at this point. Um,
Yeah.
he looks good. Day-Tomac, broken tooth or not, fuck it. He's made weight reduction.
Yeah.
Did
Hell
you see the
yeah.
dentist? Did you see the dentist that said, "Hey, come down here. I'll fix you up for free. We can go take the boat out and go deep sea fishing and shit like that."
That's funny. Right, and then and then he ends up edging out Hunter Lawrence, which James, we'll start off with you. I mean, Hunter's still up by one. He gets second place at Daytona behind Tomac. I mean, if you're Hunter, are you walking away here saying, "Hey, you know what? I did the best I could. The guy's a beast at Daytona," or do you think he kind of lost some momentum?
I think Hunter's walking away from this good. Everybody knows this is Tomac's kingdom. There's a reason he's won 8 there. Hunter with another second, dude. He's got to have the most seconds this season out of anyone. This is like his fifth second
Yeah.
place or something. So
Yeah,
he's still points leader and still staying consistent, dude. I think Hunter's happy as long as he's he rode a good ride against Tomac. Tomac just found another gear and pulled on him.
yeah.
I don't think anyone was beating Tomac with how he was looking. So I don't think Hunter is taking a step back at this. I think he's all right with the result.
Yeah, Justin, what about you? How do you think Hunter's, feeling walking away from Daytona?
I mean, I think he's feeling good because at the beginning, I thought, I mean, where Hunter was at, I thought he would actually, kind of possibly win this with the way qualifying was going on and
Yeah,
everything like that.
Hmm.
Him getting a good start, and
I
he
think
kind of
Kenny
just,
slowed him up quite a bit.
yeah,
yeah,
Kenny definitely did. You
a
could
lot
tell
of
Hunter
energy to
was
get around him.
hesitant. Yeah, he was
Yeah,
hesitant to get around him too when it was like, I mean, you just got to make that move, especially like someone like Kenny who can sprint and can also block. So, yeah, I mean, bummer for Hunter. I mean, you can't be doing that. You gotta be able to just get around him and go. Because then he ended up closing up on Tomac at the end, and he
yeah,
ran his fastest lap of the race on the last
On the
lap of the
last
race,
lap, yeah.
which I don't know how the fuck he did that. That's insane. So, yeah, I mean, he salvaged a second, and like James said, he's got the most seconds this year with 5.
yeah. And then he still holds the red plate. And to be honest, I probably still have him as my favorite going into a triple crown at Indy because he's shown to be the most consistent and he's a great starter. So, I mean, that's kind of tip my pick of who I got. And then Justin, so to me, I really think Eli Tomac and Hunter are the top two guys that really separated themselves. But not even a week ago, you said that you had Webb as a better title contender than Hunter. Roxon's tied with him as well, but I don't know.
Yeah.
You still think Webb's in contention for this title?
I don't know. He's going to need a lot of help. I mean, he's down now, what, 20 points? That's a lot to overcome. So, but you never know what can happen. It's a long season.
Especially with the Triple Crown coming up,
Considering
dude. He's
everything
a freak.
finishes out,
Yeah.
like obviously injuries we don't know, but considering if it just finishes out with these top four, it's really hard to see
Yeah.
Webb coming out of that hole with these guys staying off the ground.
Yeah, I agree. That's what he's gonna have to have like some mutters or some weirdo rides from both of like I'm not really worried about Kenny, but Eli and Hunter gotta both have like a really bad moto where they finish, eighth or
Yeah,
ninth and Webb
Yeah.
wins. So
yeah,
that's really the only way I could see him getting back in this title. And who knows, it could happen at any of these open stadium rounds. Or bike failure can always happen. We never want that, but you never know. Yeah,
yeah,
but definitely it's between Hunter and Tomac right now. They separated.
yeah. James, do you agree? Is this a two-man race at this point, or do you think the other guys are still in it?
No, I think it's two-man race. They're showing they got the upper leg and the better speed than any other guys. They're gonna battle it out for the rest of the season. Then Roxon and Webb can battle for third.
Yeah. All right. And then the only other thing I have on here for Ferrandis ends up getting a 22nd. Kind of sucks 'cause I thought this was a track that could show what the Ducati had, and he looked good in qualifying, so there was a little
Yeah.
bit of a glimmer there. But Justin, anything else stand out to you in this 450 class?
Um, Malcolm Stewart fucked me. in fucking fantasy.
Me too, dude.
I'm like, you got to be fucking kidding me. I had the perfect fucking 10th place locked in, and then fucking he goes and shits the fucking bed. It's the second time that he's crashed, like, towards the end of the fucking race, like the last lap.
Dude, it was the
Yeah. And
same
then,
story with Craig. Craig was in 10th
yeah.
the whole time, crashed, got his way back up, crashed
Yeah.
again. I'm like, dude, come on.
And then, I
So
mean, Garrett
Christian Craig,
Marchbanks.
dude.
Marchbanks, his best ride of the year, a seventh. I think that's
Yeah.
good for him to show that
Yeah,
he could,
that's really
kind of
good.
hang up there. And then Joey Savacci with the fifth. Savacci's really turning around, and I think he could be a fifth place guy the rest of the year.
Yeah, I mean, I could definitely see it. I mean, the only person that would potentially beat him out would be like a
Jay Coop,
Sexton.
Mookie.
Yeah, Jay Coop maybe, So yeah, I mean, I think Sabachi's definitely, right up there. I just would like to see him take a leap and, get a third. I think a podium is definitely in the cards for him, if he gets a good start. So yeah, that would be interesting. James, what about you? Anything else from this 450 class?
No, you guys, yeah, Marchbanks best ride of the year so far. Justin Hill top 10, kind of only because Mookie crashed, but
He
that's a
was in
good
10th.
result.
That was the
He
perfect
was in 10th,
fucking.
and I had him in 10th, but
Me
that's pretty
too.
good for Justin Hill, dude. Top 10 finish on the AEO.
Yeah.
Jordan Smith still
And
can't get anything going on in 450 or the Triumph.
yeah.
Yeah.
What
Jay
else?
Coop with the 12th. That's not
Jacob with
good.
the 12th, not
Yeah.
looking good. That's, he
He
got
was
beat
good.
by
He looked good in
Colt Nichols
qualifying
over in
too.
Suzuki.
Yep.
Yeah, but Jay Coop came up from last though. He was 21st at like the third lap and came back up.
Yeah.
So he was pretty far back.
Yeah, McElrath with an eighth. I mean, to be honest, that's just the Sexton and Anderson effect right there. I mean, you plug those guys in there, they're back to being,
They're back
ninth
down
and
to
10th place
10. Yeah.
guys. So you can kind of see the field kind of thinning out. Well, all right. Well, let's go ahead into our good, bad, and the ugly of the 450 class. James, we'll start off with you. Who is the good performance of the
I
450s?
mean, obviously Tomac won, but I'm gonna give my good to
Fucking
Joey Savacci, dude. Fifth at Daytona, dudes, and he's been pretty consistent, riding up in that fifth, sixth, seventh place. Savacci looks good.
Yeah, and then it's crazy looking at these lap times, fifth place, but he was a second slower than Webb and Roxon, and then 2 seconds slower than Hunter and Tomac as far as best lap
yeah.
time. So that's
Yeah.
that's
Well,
pretty surprising that he's that far off of those guys. Maybe
well, Tomac
maybe
was
there's a bigger gap than we think.
6 tenths off too, or 6 tenths
Yeah.
faster than Hunter. Tomac was
Yeah.
ripping.
Dude, Tomac,
Yeah.
yeah, he found another gear. He was out.
Yeah. My good performance, I'm actually going to give it to Garrett Marchbanks. I think he had a solid ride, pretty good bounce back. Too, it does make me curious to see what Sexton would have done because obviously the Cowie handled it a little bit better here. So that would have been an interesting factor. But Justin, over to you. Who was your good performance of Daytona?
Um, I'm gonna go with Tomac. I think he really needed this for the championship. With him losing in Arlington, it's something I think he should have won Arlington possibly. And yeah, him winning, that's what he needed to do. He's only a point behind now, so he's got to go out and win this week and beat Hunter at least.
Yep. All right, and back to you, Justin. Who do you got for your bad performance?
We're gonna go with. Damn, that one's tough. I'm just gonna go with Jakku. Just
Yeah,
can't get a start. Just can't figure it out. I mean, I don't know what to do. I mean, next year they're gonna have Webb and Deegan on 450. I don't know if his deal's up after this year.
it'll probably be
But
like Cowie or something.
yeah, I mean, I don't know. He might be at Triumph the way he's been riding. So,
Yeah.
or maybe Ducati. Who knows? So,
Yeah.
yeah, Justin Cooper, bad performance.
Yeah, I agree with you, Jay Coop, as well. He definitely hasn't had any consistency. James, what about you?
Yeah, I got Jacob too. You guys hit it all on the head. It's a 12th place after his qualifying times, everything. He's got the speed when no one's around him, but he can't get these starts. And 12th place is not what you want to see from a factory guy.
Yep. All right, and then ugly James, back to you. Who do you give the ugly performance of the night to?
Jordan Smith. Dude just fucking can't get it together on the 450,
Yeah.
dude. Again, a 17th. I don't think he did. I don't think he
He
crashed.
probably no, he definitely
He
crashed
had
a
to
He
few
have
times. I
crashed.
bet.
crashed.
Yeah,
Yeah, he was on the.
he was
Oh
10th.
yeah. So yeah, the 17th. Um, that's just not good, dude. I got nothing else to
For a factory rider, yeah,
say.
that's pretty brutal. All right. My ugly performance, I gave it to Dylan Ferrandis. It's a DNF. That's a pretty easy way for me to go for. I mean, he was riding pretty decent, but I feel like Daytona had an opportunity to kind of make him do pretty well. And I thought I heard the same thing that maybe he got hurt his thumb or something as well. But we'll kind of see what that looks like. Justin, who you got for your ugly?
I'm gonna go Mookie. I mean, just back to back weeks, just
Leave the
fucking
guy alone.
fuck, dude. This guy fucked me over in fantasy. It's another reason why it's
Dude,
so ugly, dude.
I think Mookie's crashed 5 races in a row.
Yeah, for real.
Yeah, I think every race he's probably
I
hit
think
the ground
every
between the
race,
heat
yeah,
race and main
or
event. Yeah, for
qualifying, or
sure.
some in some fashion, Mookie is on the ground a lot, dude.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I just had to pick him. I mean, he fucked my fantasy over, and he can't keep falling like that.
That's what I call the Christian Craig effect.
Well,
Yeah.
Craig's the one who took out Jacob, I think.
I think so. He's got a hard
Yeah.
on for taking people out, dude.
Did Vince Freeze transfer his powers after Vince Freeze
Christian
blasted him in Glendale?
Yeah, for real.
It's like Space Jam. They switch bodies.
Well, all right. Well, that's it for Daytona. Great weekend of racing. Weather really didn't play much of a factor, but always great to have a race out at Daytona. All right. Well, let's transition over into the Indy Triple Crown this weekend. Looking at the track, another right hand start, another whoop section with the rhythm before. But James, you kind of touched upon it. Very similar track design to Arlington, just kind of opposite way, but the big story is just going to be the dirt of this Indy track, and it's going to get pretty nuts with a Triple Crown on it.
Yeah, it's gonna be torn up, dude. It's a very typical football stadium track, like you said, Erica. It's very similar to Arlington. But as we know, Indy always gets super rutted out, and with it being a sprint triple crown, those guys are going to be spinning tire a lot. By those third motos, this thing is going to be gnarly, and I think that's definitely going to play a factor in the race.
Yeah, Justin, what about you? What stands out to you with this Indy track?
Well, it looks like they have it put in as a triple, so it's going to be curious if they're going to knock that down to a double before the whoop section. And then that first rhythm section coming out of a right hand start like that. I mean, you got to think there might be a couple big crashes with people fading left or getting pushed left, possibly off the track right there. But I mean, yeah, it's pretty typical basic supercross track. Nothing really crazy besides maybe people getting pushed out on a right hand start.
Yeah, it's gonna get rutted and Triple Crown. That's gonna be the biggest factor with this track. That's for sure. Well, all right, let's get into our picks. Justin, we'll start off with you. Who do you got for your Indianapolis winners?
Ooh, I think I'm gonna go with Cooper Webb. Triple Crown, rutted track. He kind of needs to bounce back and kind of show something. With him being, if he wants to even chance in this title fight, he's got to prove that he can at least hang with these boys. So, I'm just gonna go Webb simply with the Triple Crown.
What do you got for your 250s?
250. Fuck, dude. I'm gonna go Pierce.
Okay, interesting.
Actually, no, I'm gonna go
G-
Davies. Fuck it, I can't go Pierce. He's gonna eat shit. I can't do it. I can't, dude. I thought about it, dude. We see him front flipping in the fucking rhythm section.
Yeah. All right, James. How about you? Who do you got for Indy?
250, I'm going Davies, dude. I think he's gonna need to get a win. He's got to show that he can do it, and these sprint races are, probably a little more catered to him if he can get those starts in his crazy ass rhythm line. So I'm sure he'll find something to quad or whatever.
Yeah.
So yeah, Davies 250, 450. I'm going with agree with Justin Cooper Webb, dude. He's the Triple Crown guru. It's gonna be some weird shit's gonna happen because it always happens in Triple Crown. The points leader going into the third will crash or whatever, and then Cooper Webb's gonna do what he does. He's gonna go 3-3-2 or 4-2-1 or something, and then Cooper Webb wins again. And,
Yeah.
it's just he's hard to bet against in these Triple Crowns.
All right. As far as 250, I'll go with Joe Shimoda. Be a little bit different. I think these little short sprints are actually going to help him. He's been a pretty good starter too. So I'll go with Joe Shimoda there. And in the 450s, I think I'm going to go with Hunter. I mean, he kind of threw away that first
Yep.
Triple Crown. He's gotten a lot more consistent lately, and that's what it takes in these Triple Crowns is good starts and just being consistent. So I think Hunter maybe gets some of that momentum back. And I don't know, maybe we see a Tomac off the podium, maybe a fourth or maybe a third, and Hunter gets,
He
a
crashed
decent
at the
lead
last
back.
Triple Crown
Yeah, no,
on
exactly.
some weird shit.
Yep. All right. Anything else before we wrap it up?
Did we? Oh, the McGrath hole shot challenge. Axel Hodges
Oh,
winning
yeah.
against all the
Yeah.
legends. That was kind of
Yeah.
Now, it
weird.
sounds like from Polk that Axel cheated.
Really?
Really?
Yeah, it sounded like it was supposed to be like a stock only bike, and Axel brought his like full blown
Race bike.
Oh, it's
freestyle
like jump
bike
bike. Yeah,
with
that's like
like the
worn out
motor,
and
but all
shit.
the other
Yeah.
guys were just on like stock bikes, and
Yeah.
he showed up with all this souped up shit, and
I was gonna say
yeah,
Axel Hodges, of all people, like he's a good rider,
Yeah.
but like, I don't
Yeah.
think I've
yeah.
ever seen him do a start.
I mean,
Yeah.
considering all those guys are other
I
than
mean,
AC and JB
everyone's
are like way
old.
old, the
Yeah.
reactions are going to be low, and it was raining too. I
Yeah,
think
dude,
they
that was
probably had a
gnarly, dude.
It
Yeah,
was
I think they might
dumping
have had a little
rain.
bit more of like a cautious side with it being wet and like those old guys slip and hit the deck. I mean, they could tear anything. And Axel's probably just like, whatever, I
Well,
don't care.
they're doing
Yeah.
it in Nashville on Broadway. So for Nashville Supercross Friday night, they're going to be doing it on Broadway. So that would be
Yeah, so
sick
that'd be
to go
cool.
Dude, that would
watch.
be sick, dude. We gotta get there. We gotta
That would
figure it
Yeah,
out.
that would be sick.
Because you just chill
Nashville's a
on the
great
rooftop
time.
bars, chill up on the
Dude,
rooftop bars and
yeah.
watch the whole
Catch me at
shot
the
challenge.
honky tonk
Oh,
watching
yeah.
Axel Hodges
Hey,
Kid
in
it's
the
Rock
whole shot
what is
bar.
it like?
challenge.
I think it's like an eight-hour drive from here. That's not
Yeah, it's
bad.
not too bad,
Fuck,
dude.
it's
We
a
could do it.
We
3 hour
could knock
flight
We
that
for
could
off in
probably
a
me.
do it in
day.
6.
Yeah, just leave early Friday and then dip out Saturday, and yeah, you'd be good.
It's
That'd be
fine.
fun.
Get the minivan.
Yeah, for real. Well, all right, boys. Well, we will be back next week for Indy, and then we'll have a week off because I believe that's when they go on their little break. But thanks for tuning in, listening on YouTube, Spotify, following us on Instagram, TikTok, and X. But that's it for this week. We will be back next week. See you later.